Welcome everyone, I'm Flash and this is sportsbookreview.com. Baseball, Taiwan and South Korea, and we've got some news coming up on an added baseball card. First of all, if you like this video, then please subscribe, press the button, ring the bell, and when you ring the bell, then we can notify you and you will not miss any content anymore. Thumbs up, press the button. Make sure that Jay's appreciated and he knows the appreciation. And also, if you press the link in the description, you may well get a CPBL and KBO article. Now I say maybe because Jay's getting rid of the CPBL and he's going to put it on with the NPB, which is the Japanese baseball, from Monday. So we will now be adding the Japanese card to the South Korean, and we will just flick through because 12 teams in the Japanese league, only 4 in Taiwan. So we'll skip over the Taiwanese card unless there's something special, and we will make sure that we concentrate on Japan. Jay, a little bit more work for you, and welcome.
Yeah. The thing is, with the NPB, it's just more quality baseball compared to the CPBL, and it feels like most people watching the show and just most people in general are focusing more on the KBO right now instead of the CPBL. The CPBL has just been so chaotic, and there's just been so many runs and so much craziness. It's been a little hard to figure out who might win these games and all that good stuff. So the KBO and the NPB are more kind of MLB style baseball, and will have normal scores and normal baseball in general.
So will your CPBL article, that'll be tomorrow, that'll be the last one?
Yeah, we're going to stop the CPBL articles, but we'll still make sure to talk about it during the show in case there's something big happening, because we're still going to follow the league. There's still some money to be made, but reality is I'm only one person. I don't have that much time in a day to go through 3 different leagues.
Okay, that's because you're a lazy man, Jay. I mean, there was plenty of time for you to go through 3. In fact, let's find another card for you, maybe New Zealand baseball or something like that. I'll have a good scout over the weekend just to put you under a bit of pressure. Now, listen, you do absolutely great, mate. Now, new series, both in Taiwan and South Korea. Let's start off with the CPBL, and we're going to start off with top of the table clash, the brothers and the monkeys.
Yeah, this is another exciting one. Again, we have the monkeys just lost to the Uni Lions, hit that over this morning, and then also had a lean towards the Uni Lions when they got the win. This one's a fun one because we have Luis Alberto Bonilla on the mound for the monkeys, and then Mitch Lively on the mound for the brothers. So we have 2 fantastic pitchers going at it against each other, which definitely means it's going to go over, right? Just joking. I think monkeys will win -150 as a lean. I'd also go under 11.5 in this matchup. Bonilla's been terrific. In his last start, he got the win, pitched 8 innings, 109 pitches, 7 hits, 5 strikeouts, no runs. He was phenomenal. He looks really good right now. He looks like the best pitcher in the league, just in perfect form. And then Mitch Lively, on the other hand, he's been okay. Only pitched 5 innings in his last start, allowed 4 runs and 3 strikeouts, and also 11 hits. So his track record's really good. Bonilla has done fantastic. I would lean towards the monkeys at -150, also lean towards under 11.5 with these pitchers going. What you'd be scared with is the brothers hitting on Bonilla. But right now, Bonilla just looks so good. I'm not worried about the monkeys hitting off of Lively. They'll get their run, but I really think Bonilla is gonna hold it down, and the brothers won't be scoring too many runs in this one.
Could I tempt you for like under 5.5 in the first 5?
Yeah, you could, except, again, we always talked about it, the CPBL, and anything could happen, and that's why it's so hard. And I think that's why some people are starting to shift away from this league. It's just a lot of chaos and a lot of things going on. So, yeah, I would agree with that. I would probably more look at maybe the brothers under their team total, if that's a thing in your book. But, yeah, Bonilla's been terrific. Let's see if he can continue the streak in this one.
Okay, well, if they're the top 2 sides, now these are obviously the bottom 2 sides. It's the Guardians versus the Lions, Jay.
Yeah, I mean, now we have Henry Sosa going for the Guardians. We've always talked about how he's the best pitcher in the league, but he's kind of struggled a little bit. In his last start, he had 6 walks and he allowed just 2 hits, but he allowed 6 walks in that game, which is a little scary from Sosa, who has usually had pretty good command throughout his starts. Then you have Ryan Farabin on the Uni lines going, so it's a double import game in this one. Farabin, he's pitched well. He's done really well. And Henry Sosa has done well, but had a little hiccup here and there. I don't think the Guardians are minus 200 favorites in this one with two imports going, and the Uni Lions the Uni Lions are playing a lot better baseball right now. They just scored 10 runs over the Monkeys in their last game. The Guardians just lost 15-1 to the Brothers. I don't think the Guardians are anywhere close to a 200 favorite. So I would go with Uni Lions plus 150 as a lean. Also, I would go over 12.5. You just can't trust Henry Sosa right now with the way he's pitching. Oddly enough, that's just how it is. But yeah, there's no way that the Guardians are minus 200 after coming off a 15-1 loss.
Okay, well, that's the absolute nutcase league in Taiwan. Now let's try and go to calmer waters, as if it is. In the KBO South Korea, we've got the Lotte Giants and the KT WIZ, and this is game 1 of 3, Jay.
Yeah, we've already talked about how the Lotte Giants are not great on the road. They just lost a couple really close games in the last series against Kiwoom. Really shaky, not scoring too many runs even when their pitching is good. So what's going to happen when their pitching is bad, right? So Park Si-woon on the mound for Lotte has a 5.91 ERA and a 5.32 FIP. And then Bae Ji-seung of KT has a 2.66 ERA and a 4.17 FIP. Jae-sung has been one of the better pitchers in terms of local pitchers in the league. And he's not talked about enough. You know, he's had a couple of bad starts, and that's going to happen here and there. But against a Lotte offense that's been really struggling, especially on the road, I don't see how KT loses this game. So I would look as an official play with the KT WIZ at minus 177. And I'd also recommend, if you're going to lean on over-under, to take under 4.5 for the Lotte Giants. Like I said, Bae Ji-seung, he's been really good for most of his starts. He's 2.66 ERA. I don't think Lotte's offense has been anywhere close to scoring 4 or 5 runs against pitchers of this caliber.
What's the total? No, not the team total, the total.
The total is around 10 right now.
Okay. And we're just going to leave that out completely?
Yeah, it's tough. I think the KT WIZ can score some runs in this one, but Park Si-woon has also had 2 solid outings in his last 2. He's had 7 strikeouts in each one, just walked 1 batter in each one. It's tough with Park Si-woon. He's pitched okay, but I do think KT will score runs. So it's a risky move if you play the entire over-under, but under 4.5 for Lotte seems like the way to go if you're going to go with the over-under.
Nice little 5-3, 6-3 to the WIZ. Now, we got the Lions right yesterday in a defeat to the Bears. They now are playing the Tigers. So it's the Lions versus the Tigers, Jay.
Yeah, so the Tigers didn't play this morning because they got rained out with the Dinos. So here we go. The Kia Tigers just got a 2-game sweep over the Dinos, and they are looking red hot right now going into this one. As is Samsung. They just won their series, although they lost this morning. They just won their series over Doosan, so they look pretty good as well. So now you have 2 pitchers, both import pitchers, David Buchanan and Drew Gagnons of Kia and Samsung for Buchanan. Buchanan's won his last 4 starts, and he's looked tremendous since his really blow-up start, which he had 10 runs in 5 innings against LG. Since then, he's been phenomenal and just been lights out. Drew Gagnon, you know what you're going to get from him. He's been really consistent all throughout the year. He has a 2.56 FIP, a 3.57 ERA. So with both these import pitchers going, I love the under 8.5 in this one. I wish it was 9.5, but I'll still take the under 8.5. Buchanan's looked phenomenal in his last 4. And Samsung, they haven't been really great hitting the ball on the road. Same with Kia. They're not the best hitting team at all. So I like the pitching matchup in this one. If I were to lean on a team in this one, I would go Samsung, just because there's more value there at plus 133. Like I said, it's going to be a close game. If I'm taking under 8.5, we know it's going to be a close game. Buchanan's won his last 4 starts. So I would lean towards Samsung, but I wouldn't be shocked if Kia won this game at home, obviously.
8.5, that's probably one of the lowest totals we've seen so far this season, Jay.
Yeah, that's what you get when you have 2 import pitchers that are performing at the top high level. You're going to get that 8.5 number. I was hoping for 9.5, but they know Samsung hasn't hit on the road very well, and Kia is not a very good hitting team in the first place. So if they under 8.5, you can look at even under 0.5 in the first inning, like we were going to do yesterday with the Dinos and Kia game with Gagnon on the mound. You can look at that. You can also look at F5 under, which would be around 4.5. So there's options that you can look at. I like the under 8.5. I think you're getting. I think the full game is the best route to go in this one, in case one of these pitchers kind of falter just a little bit early in the game.
Okay, well, the next game you're going to need to go and see a doctor, because it's the Hanwha Eagles versus the NC Dinos, and neither side you want to go anywhere near at the moment, and yet the NC Dinos are sitting at the top and the Eagles are at the bottom. I mean, what sort of minus 300 are we looking at the Dinos?
No, it's like minus 500, which is the wildest money line so far in the league. So I'm actually taking your advice here. I'm going to handicap and go NC Dinos at minus 2.5 at the juicing around minus 120. Then you could also, through DraftKings and other sites, you could also look at what we did with the Twins this morning when we won with the banker. We had the NC Dinos scoring first and winning the game, which is around minus 120 as well. Here's the reason why I'd be a little afraid to do that. It's not because I don't think Koo Chang Mo is good. He's the best pitcher for the Dinos, the best pitcher in the KBO. The reason why I took the Twins in the morning was because they were on the road, so I knew they were going to hit first. And they scored 2 runs and hit first. Now we have the Dinos at home. Hanwha's got a chance to score first. They're on the road. Anything can happen in baseball. It's just a little bit risky. But if you play the entire game, the Dinos for sure will win by a insurmountable margin. But I'd be afraid to take the Dinos to score first in this game. They should. I agree they should. But anything can happen in baseball. Koo Chang Mo has been unbelievable in all of his starts. And you know what? He's going to have to regress at some point. I don't think he'll regress to like the mean or whatever. But I do think there's potential there that he could regress a little bit and let up a run in the first inning. I'd stay away from that. But, I would still go under 3.5 for Hanwha if you're going to look at the over-under. We don't know how many runs the Dinos are going to score against Kim Bum-Soo, who's got a 4.34 ERA and a 6.58 FIP. So just looking at FIP, he's a brutal pitcher. And the Dinos could easily score a ton of runs off him. He's allowed 3 home runs. This will be his first start of the season. He's relieved in 16 games before this one. So many question marks. He just has 17 strikeouts, 16 walks. So he's been walking a ton of batters. Therefore, I love the Dinos minus 2.5. But the line is still gradually going up, so hit it when you can.
And what's the total?
The total's around 10.
Okay, and we lean the over, I guess?
I guess I would probably lean more towards over 6.5 for the Dinos than reading over in the game. With Hanwha, they're just a big question mark. They scored 7 runs this morning against the Twins that started an import pitcher in Wilson who had a quality start. Then they scored a bunch of runs in the end of the game. We saw the Dinos, they've struggled, their bullpen has struggled just a little bit as of late. So, I would lean over in that. I would also lean over for the Dinos 6.5, but you just never know with Hanwha at this point. I do like the under 3.5, but anything can happen in baseball, as I say.
Yeah, and that leads me brilliantly on to sooner or later, the Hanwha Eagles are going to become value because they're just getting pushed out. I mean, they're now the total's 3.5, and that's after scoring 7 yesterday. They're now going to be like, plus 250 on the money line. I mean, sooner or later, you've just got to go against everything you know about baseball and just bet the numbers, because the Eagles in a 2-horse race, they're becoming too big.
Yeah, that's so. If it were any other pitcher on the mound for the Dinos, and if any other pitcher, I would never do the handicap of minus 2.5 or even think about touching this game. But with Koo Chang Mo on the mound, he's got a .75 ERA through 7 starts. He's looked phenomenal. Looks like nothing could stop him at all. So that's why I'm taking this. But be aware that if it weren't for him being on the mound, there's no way I would touch this game or go to the Dinos minus 2.5. He's just been phenomenal. So that's why I'm doing that.
Yeah, and obviously if he wasn't on the mound, they wouldn't be minus 500. But anyway, move on to the Bears and the Twins. And this, for me, along with the Dinos, these are the 3 top sides.
Yeah, this game is a toss-up. Even though we've seen Doosan Bears, they've struggled recently. They just got a win over Samsung. They looked better offensively. They got some timely hits in that game. But yeah, the LG Twins, though, they're coming off the sweep. But what can you make of that sweep? Because it was against Hanwha Eagles, right? So now you have two pitchers, two local pitchers going at it. Lee Young Ha of Doosan and Cha Woo Chan of LG. Both these guys have a high ERA. Young Ha has a 5.22 ERA and a 4.43 FIP. Woo Chan's got a 4.05 ERA and a 5 FIP. So really, I'm just looking at LG Twins at minus 121 as a lean. Also looking at over 10 in this matchup with the bad pitchers on the mound. It's a tough one because LG, they got Ramos back in the lineup. Their offense, looked good. They scored 9 runs in their last one. Doosan, they're without a bunch of players right now in their lineup. So the LG Twins at minus 21, that seems like the better play. But again, it's more of a toss-up than anything when you're looking at the pitching matchup. I would lean towards the Twins, but again, it's a tough one.
An over 10 total because both of these, they can get runs. Two good sides. I think that the 10 is probably the way to go. And yeah, I agree with you. LG Twins. Remember we had someone in the chat last week saying, forget the Dinos, forget the Bears. The Twins will actually win the league in about 110 games time. The bottom game is the Wyverns versus the Heroes. Whew. Toss this coin, please, Jay.
Yeah, look. The SK Wyverns, they haven't been good. Their offense has been really bad outside of Jamie Romack. But right now, they're picking up. They're starting a pitcher, Moon Seung Won, who's not getting nearly enough credit as he deserves. He's been fantastic for the Wyverns. He's just not getting many run support at all. So, yeah, he's got a 4.28 ERA, but just a 3.58 FIP. We've seen him really look good in his last couple of starts. I think his last start was over the weekend when he dominated, but he still got the loss in like a 2-1 game. So he's not getting lucky right now, but he's got 41 strikeouts and just 8 walks on the season. Then Han Hyun Hee for Kiwoom, he'll go. He's got a 5.12 ERA and a 4.12 FIP. He's also been pretty good, 28 strikeouts, just 10 walks, a 3-2 record, got 49 hits in 38.2 innings. Yeah, I mean, I don't think the SK Wyverns are that big of underdogs as they are. So I would look at the SK Wyverns at plus 130. I would also look at under 5.5 for Kiwoom. As Young Won, he's been really good for SK. He hasn't had an outing where he's allowed, I think, more than 4 runs in a game. So taking under 5.5, knowing that Moon Seung Won can go 6-7 innings and pitch 110 pitches in a start, I think that's got to excite you and say, okay, Kiwoom's going to get under 5.5 in runs. The juice is minus 137 there, but these are both leans. But yeah, I would easily go with SK as a underdog play in this one. I don't think that they're underdogs at all.
Okay, well, if you can give me a rundown with your official plays and parlay, and obviously if there's a banker.
So we've got the Monkeys and Brothers game. We'll go with the lean with the Monkeys at minus 150 and also leading towards under 11.5 in that matchup. Then we'll go with the Uni Lions at plus 150 against the Guardians. Also go over 12.5 in that matchup as a lean. With the Hanwha Eagles NC Dinos game, we'll go with the NC Dinos at minus 2.5 at the juice at around minus 120. We'll also lean towards under 3.5 for Hanwha in that matchup. For the Lotte Giants and KT WIZ game, we'll go with an official play at the KT WIZ at around minus 175. We'll also lean towards under 4.5 for Lotte in that matchup. For the Doosan Bears LG Twins game, we'll lean towards the LG Twins at minus 121. Also lean towards the over 10 in that matchup. For the SK Wyverns and Kiwoom Heroes game, we'll go with the SK Wyverns as a lean plus 130 and also go under 5.5 for Kiwoom in terms of runs at minus 137. Lastly, we'll go with the Samsung Lions and Kia Tigers game. Under 8.5 is an official play. We'll also go with Samsung as the value play at plus 133, but I wouldn't be surprised if Kia won in that game as well. The banker right now would be the NC Dinos minus 2.5. How could it not be? And then obviously, if you want to do a parlay, you can look at the KT WIZ and the Dinos on the money line. It will still be like minus 120 range, but I still think that there's value there. If you want to add the Dinos if you want to get a little risky and think that the LG Twins are the play, the Doosan Bears performing pretty bad, you can look at the LG Twins KT WIZ instead of worrying about the Patriot Juice with the Dinos. Or you can also add the Dinos at kind of 25, which would keep the juice down just a little bit as well. But either way, yeah, you have a bunch of options, but none of them are set in stone, obviously, and parlays, they're rough.
Cheers, Jay. Well, if you like this video, please subscribe, press the button and ring the bell. You ring the bell, then we will notify you and you'll never miss any content again. And remember, it could be the last CPBL article you get to read. So press the link in the description, because from Monday, we'll be here, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But we're going to add the MPB, which is the Japanese baseball, to the South Korean KBO. We still maybe dip our toe in the water for CPBL if we think there's value. But your article, CPBL out the window, and in comes the big gun of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Jay, see you tomorrow. You take care.